Everybody in the room and virtually to the Governor's Award Ceremony for 2023, even though we're in 2024. We're honoring projects and employees from the previous year. As Secretary of the Department of Human Resources, I'm pleased that so many of us could be here today because, as the Governor and I were just talking, we haven't been together for 3 years, and it feels really good to be all in the same room together. Before we get started, I want to appreciate all of the cabinet secretaries who are with us, and as I call your name, I'd ask you to stand because there's just about every member of the cabinet is here. Secretary Rick Eisenberger from the Department of Finance. Secretary of the Department of Labor, Carol Hubbard. Secretary of DelDOT, Nicole Majeski. Department of Human Resources, Department of Health and Social Services, Josette Manning. I think she might be online. Secretary of Agriculture, Michael Skuse. Department of Correction, Commissioner Tara Taylor. Department of Services for Children, Youth, and their Families, Secretary Steve Yateman. The Department of Technology and Information, Greg Lane. I haven't seen Sean yet this morning. DENREC Secretary Sean Garvin. Maybe you're joining us online. Department of Safety and Homeland Security, Nate McQueen, Colonel McQueen. Our new Director of the State Housing Authority, Cynthia Carney. And Secretary of Education, Mark Holodick. Did I miss anybody? All right, we're also honored to have our Chief Justice here with us, C.J. Seitz. Representative Bill Bush from the Dover area. We have Maddie Ferguson from the Lieutenant Governor's Office. And our Colonel of the Delaware State Police, Melissa Zebley. At this time, I'll ask everybody to please rise for the presentation of colors by the Delaware Department of Correction Honor Guard, followed by the singing of our national anthem by Serenity Fleming from the Department of Natural Resources and Environmental Control. Please remain standing until the color guard exits the hall, and we will begin.
Oh, say, can you see by the dawn's early light what so proudly we've hailed at the twilight's last gleaming, whose broad stripes and bright stars through the perilous fight o'er the ramparts we watched were so gallantly streaming, and the rockets' red glare, the bombs bursting in air, gave proof through the night that our flag was still there. Oh, say, does that star-spangled banner yet wave o'er the land of the free and the home of the brave?
Thank you, and please be seated. Thanks again to the DOC Honor Guard, and another round of applause for Serenity. She is just a beautiful person. Absolutely beautiful. During National Public Service Recognition Week, we celebrate our dedicated, hardworking, compassionate, resilient state employees. Throughout the week, agencies are hosting employee recognition events to acknowledge the tremendous work of all our state employees to keep Delaware moving forward. As leaders in state government, it is important that we pause, recognize, and appreciate the efforts of our employees throughout the year. Today, we are here to celebrate the best of public service in Delaware state government. The accomplishments of many employees from multiple state agencies are being spotlighted today as a model of excellence for all of us in state government. This morning, we are honoring recipients of the Delaware Award for Excellence and Commitment in State Service, which recognizes employees who have gone above and beyond their required job duties. In addition, they have demonstrated dedication to superior service, achieved remarkable accomplishments, and implemented innovative ideas. We also are pleased to recognize the recipients of the Governor's Team Excellence and Trailblazer Awards. The efforts and accomplishments of these teams and individuals inspire all of us to strive for excellence in state government. And finally, the state has hundreds of unsung heroes. Today, we recognize some of them with the Delaware Award for Heroism. Courageous and heroic acts had previously been part of the Delaware Award for Excellence and Commitment in State Government, but the heroic acts of our employees warranted their own separate award to highlight their bravery and their service to others. It is now my privilege to invite Delaware Supreme Court Chief Justice Collins J. Seitz Jr. to the podium to share remarks from the judicial branch.
Thank you, Secretary DeMatteis, Governor, and other distinguished guests who are here this morning. This is a wonderful morning for the Delaware judiciary because we get to recognize someone who's a 35-year employee of the Justice of the Peace Court who has been so instrumental in process changes in one of the busiest courts in the state. First, I'd like to recognize our state court administrator who's here, Gail Lafferty. Could you please stand up? Gail might as well be the HR director for the judiciary because in addition to everything else she does, we are a very employee-heavy branch of government, like a lot of others. There is so much unsung work that is done by the employees in the judicial branch, including someone we're honoring today. And I am here just to express my personal thanks to everyone who day in and day out does the unglamorous but necessary work that keeps the court systems functioning. So, Secretary, thank you for including us in this great event, and I'm delighted to be here.
Now please join me in welcoming Representative Bill Bush, who will bring greetings from the State House of Representatives.
It is an honor to be here this morning on behalf of the House of Representatives to celebrate our award recipients and the many exceptional individuals who keep our state going. Our state employees are more than just workers. They are educators shaping the minds of our next generation, guiding us to a brighter future. They are the brave heroes on our front line, keeping our community safe and providing aid to those in need. They are the guardians of our environment, ensuring that we have access to clean drinking water and sustainable resources. So many of you are the unsung heroes of our state, diligently ensuring, often without thanks, that things run smoothly. Many of you say that helping others is thanks enough, but I want to take the time to sincerely thank you for everything you do. As a Delawarean who enjoys the product of your labor, and as a legislator who is able to rely upon you to help and implement changes and improve the lives of our citizens. I firmly believe that one of the things that sets Delaware apart from every other state is the interaction with one another. When a constituent calls a state agency with a problem, even if it cannot be resolved immediately, what they will remember is the kindness, empathy, and the competence from the person on the other line. Our shared humanity is what feeds our success in Delaware. In the legislature, we recognize how much our state employees give to their jobs. And that's why for the last several years, we've implemented policies to support you. We provided raises for state employees and educators, trying to help make sure your salaries are keeping up with rising costs. Employees are now also able to get 12 weeks of paid parental leave, recognizing that while your jobs are important, your family and health take priority. And that's also why we've expanded bereavement leave for those facing the loss of pregnancy, as we understand the mental and physical toll that takes on someone. I want to finish by once again thanking each and every one of you for choosing to serve the state of Delaware. Your talents could have taken you other places, but our residents are blessed every day by your decision to stay right here in the state of Delaware. Thank you so much.
Our next speaker is Dick Carter, and he served on one of the committees to help decide who gets these fabulous awards. I started my state service 40 years ago, believe it or not, as a page in the Delaware State Senate, and I've known Dick Carter that whole time, working in the General Assembly. He is an institution in the State Senate. So Dick, it's our pleasure to welcome you to bring greetings on behalf of the State Senate.
Thank you, Claire. Thank you. It's an honor to be with you this morning. I am sorry to say that I'm here under sad circumstances. I was asked to speak to you today by my boss, Senate President Pro Tem David Sokola, whose father just passed away. He is busy planning his father's services, which take place tomorrow morning. As I was thinking about what to say, it occurred to me that I've been representing the Senate on the selection committee for these awards for at least 20 years. That's a long time. I'm now working for my 7th Senate President Pro Tem and my 5th governor. So I've reached certain conclusions over all that time, not just about the winners of these annual awards for excellence, but about state employees in general. My main takeaway has been that, generally speaking, our state has been blessed to have and to have had the quality of state employees we've had all these years. I'm not talking just about people in the higher ranks or about the award winners, but about state employees at all levels and in all agencies. Every year I'm reminded anew just how fortunate the people of our state have been to have had the kind of people we've had working for our state government. All you have to do to know that things aren't the greatest across the country these days is to turn on the television news. But in Delaware, we've been fortunate to have had, generally speaking, outstanding individuals across our state government. People are clearly not doing it for the money, although my bosses over at Legislative Hall and the governors have all done their best when it comes to pay for state employees. So it must be something else. What has brought about this fine state of affairs, I'll leave others to decide. All I know is that it's true. It is happening, and whether they know it or not, our fellow citizens are very fortunate to have all of you and all the rest of our state employees working for them. Congratulations to this year's award winners, and best wishes to all of you. Thank you.
Well, we're here for the Governor's Award, so now please join me in a warm welcome for our Governor, John Carney.
Thank you, Claire. Let me start with some good news. If you looked in your program, it says that I'm going to give a keynote address. There's no keynote address coming, I got to assure you of that. So don't settle in. We're going to have some awards pretty quickly, but I do want to share some thoughts with each of you. And first, thanks to the Chief Justice and Representative Bush and our Secretary of Human Resources and Dick Carter and Rick Geisenberger for being up here with all of us. And we were taking attendance for the cabinet secretaries at this table, just so you know. And we thank all of you for being here and for what you do. As Secretary Denmatia said, we haven't been doing this on a regular basis for the last several years for obvious reasons. And I miss it, because this is an opportunity for me to see and look at the people who do the work of state government day in and day out. And it's difficult work, and as you've heard from each of the speakers before me, you do an incredible job. And so it's just appropriate that we extend our thanks and appreciation for what you do, and to highlight and celebrate those of you who go above and beyond. I know everybody goes above and beyond, and I can tell you, this will be my last employee recognition ceremony as your governor. So we're 7.5 years in. I got a few months left, and my heart is just full of gratitude for all of you, the people who actually do the work and get things done. It reminds me of a story many of you have heard me. I love it so much I tell it. It's supposed to be funny at the end. Nobody laughs, by the way, except me. So one of the great things about being governor is you get invited to schools all over the state, right? And I love being in elementary schools with children at, say, 9 or 10 in the morning. When you need a lift, you got those little ones, they'll just lift you right up, right? So I'm at North Star Elementary. This is like maybe a month or two into my term as governor, so 7 years plus ago. And they have it set up. Usually I'm sitting up front, I'm in charge. The little kids are in front, and I, like the game show host, picking theirs, they're raising their hand and they'll say something. And this particular morning, they had put a little girl in charge, and she was sitting in a chair right next to me. And she made it very clear she was in charge. Because I started pointing people, can you stand up and say something? And she said, Governor, we have questions for you. They're on the board right next to us. I didn't see them at first. And so I started jumping around on the board because some questions were harder than others, right? She said, Governor, can you take the questions one at a time? I am not kidding you. So the next question was, what's the most important job of the governor? And here I was. I had run for governor unsuccessfully once. I'd been lieutenant governor for 8 years. Here I was governor for, I guess, a couple months at that time. And I had never really given that specific question much thought or consideration. I thought about what policy we wanted to do, what did we want to do with transportation, what did we want to do with health and social services, all the different things. We had debates about all of that. But never had anybody ask me, what is your job? And then I realized for a moment, governors, we don't do anything. You did laugh a little bit. We're not out there on the highways and byways making sure our transportation system is running. We're not social workers in difficult situations. We're not teachers in classrooms. We're not state troopers out there keeping us all safe. Governors don't do any of that. But what we do is we put people in charge. We put people in places to do good things and then enable them to do it. Enable them to do it. And that's my role with respect to the great work that you all do the work on behalf of the people of our state. And I'm here this morning to thank you for what you've done. My heart is full of gratitude for what you've done for the past 8 years. It really is incredible. And it may be some of the toughest years we've had as a state through a global pandemic that kept you nervous about going to work and all the things. And I can tell you that my heart went out to all of you as we thought through how are we going to operate under these conditions. And we got great guidance from our Division of Public Health and Department of Health and Social Services and all the folks that had to go out there and do their job. We owe you a debt of gratitude. Today we're going to recognize a few of the state employees who do great work. Let me say one other thing about how that focus from that little second or third grader in North Star impacted how I do my job. And that is when we do our budget consideration every year, it used to be the case that after we considered all the so-called door openers in healthcare and all these other things, we would talk about state employee compensation and issues that affected you. One of the things, I wanted to flip that around, knowing that you do all the work, and consider the needs of state employees who have been doing it 5 years, 10 years, 15, 20 years, doing your job day in and day out. And that's the way we approached it. And that's how we came up with the proposal to enhance salaries in lots of different places, to recognize the difficulties that we are all experiencing in the economy today, and to provide the compensation that you all deserve. We started with that first, as opposed to waiting to the end when we figured out how much money was left over. And that's because the work of state government is what you do every day. So I'm blessed to have state employees like all of you to do the work, as I sit back there with the little second grader says and not do anything. So, with about 15,000 state employees in the executive, judicial, and legislative branches doing difficult, important jobs every day, serving the citizens of our state, it's not easy to single out a select few, as we're going to do this morning. The employees being honored today have two things in common. First, they have demonstrated extraordinary service, and second, they have a boss who is committed to nominating them for the awards for recognition they deserve today. The employees being recognized today have been part of some of the most challenging assignments the state had to tackle in 2023, such as the DHSS team, who had the sensitive task of helping families and individuals who had been eligible for Medicaid and were rolling off after the COVID-19 pandemic and transitioning. And that is a very difficult challenge. Our employees being honored today have taken on complex projects like the DelDOT team that made the Claymont Transportation Center a reality. Finally, a long time coming. I think it predates my 30 years in service, actually, with that project. As your governor, the best part of the job is thanking all our state employees, as I have the opportunity to do today, for your extraordinary service and commitment to our state. It is my honor to be with you for my final Governor's Award recognition ceremony. Congratulations. Thank you for everything that you do.
All right, thank you, Governor. My name is Tracy Connolly. I am the statewide recognition coordinator. I have to say our most valuable resource in state government are those dedicated individuals who make up our workforce. Today we honor those state employees whose dedication, talents, and contributions are making a difference for Delaware. It is my distinct honor to introduce the nominees and recipients for the various awards today, starting with the 2023 Delaware Award for Excellence and Commitment in State Service. The Delaware Award for Excellence and Commitment in State Service was established in 1990 and is given to 5 state employees or small groups of employees who exemplify the highest standards of excellence and commitment in state service. It is my pleasure to recognize the nominees and the recipients of this prestigious award. Will the 2023 nominees and recipients for the Delaware Award for Excellence and Commitment in State Service please line up to receive your certificate? Governor, if you will meet them at the photo area. And then speakers, you are welcome to line up down here and shake hands as they go by. While they're getting organized, I want to take this time to thank the 2023 Selection Committee that reviewed all of this year's nominations. Those who are attending today, please identify yourselves by standing as I call your name. Kim Adams was not able to attend. She was our private sector representative. Dick Carter did have to leave. He had another engagement, but you heard all about him. Claire DeMattias served as our Department of Human Resources representative. Nadeem Goryani from DTI, and Lisa Tingle from the Department of Services for Children, Youth, and Their Families, who served as past recipients of this award. Representative Carrie Evelyn Harris served as our House of Representatives Committee members. Angela Lamanna was a statewide Labor Management Committee representative. Patty Moore represented the judicial branch, and Leslie Reese was asked by Secretary Sean Garvin from the Department of Natural Resources and Environmental Control to represent the governor's cabinet. Let's give them all a round of applause.
Good morning. I'm Barbara McClary, the Director of Training and HR Solutions. We will begin by recognizing the Delaware Award for Excellence and Commitment in State Service nominees. Special honor is given to those who were nominated by their agencies for this award. Many of them were selected to be Employees of the Year for their agencies, and we wish to acknowledge all of them. Nominees, when your name is called, please come forward to receive your award and have your picture taken. Agency heads, if you're here, you can please join them for the photo. From the Department of Transportation, Jacob Carey, nominated by Catherine Beasley.
She beat us to it. From the Department of Services for Children, Youth, and Their Families, Wendy Duval. Nominated by Donna Thompson, Mark Brainerd, and Tony Muncy.
From the Department of Services for Children, Youth, and Their Families, the Family Informed Resource Support Team, consisting of Megan Hendrick, Molly Johnson, Michelle Leonowich, Kristen Steele, and Taylor Troxel. Also nominated by Donna Thompson, Mark Brainerd, and Tony Muncy.
At the risk of getting a backup, from the Department of Health and Social Services, Danielle Francois, nominated by Roselane Pierre. We should have told people to wear their comfy shoes.
From the Department of Agriculture and Human Resources, Tammy Giselle Cannon, nominated by Mike Valenti.
From the Department of Human Resources, Ashley LeBeau, nominated by Michelle Reed and Carlina Nickerson.
From the Department of State, Desera May, nominated by Sharon Ritchie and Dana Bailing.
From the Department of Health and Social Services, Alicia McDaniel, nominated by Lisa Johnson.
From the Department of Health and Social Services, Joseph Morneau, nominated by Charlene Dover.
And from the Department of Finance, Taisha Shockley, nominated by Katie Liu.
And now it is my great pleasure to announce the recipients of the Delaware Award for Excellence and Commitment in State Service. These 5 employees represent the best of state government. Their valuable contributions and achievements include innovative ideas or actions leading to improvements in quality, effectiveness, and efficiency, outstanding perseverance and accomplishment against great odds and difficulties, and exceptional achievement, initiative, leadership, or long and outstanding service. Recipients, when your name is called, please come forward to receive your award and have your picture taken. Agency heads, please join your employees for the pictures.
From the Department of Technology and Information, Caleb Bontrager. Caleb is the lead telecom technologist for the network security team. In 2023, he volunteered to help resolve hundreds of incidents and requests by examining situations, brainstorming solutions, and taking decisive action. His efforts often involved assessing system architecture, analyzing logs, and deploying temporary servers for testing and troubleshooting. As a result of his work, dispatchers, police, and other first responders can access critical communication systems. Residents can utilize online services such as unemployment, file taxes, and receive health care. Students can safely use the internet to further their education. The General Assembly can conduct public meetings and sessions. Businesses can file for incorporation. State workers can utilize tools and information. Resources are available to work with efficiently, and so much more. We thank Gerald Wisman for nominating Caleb. Congratulations, Caleb, and thank you for your exceptional accomplishments and initiatives.
From the Department of Health and Social Services, Jason Gingrich. Jason is a certified nursing assistant for the Hospital for the Chronically Ill. This spring, he noticed that the flower boxes in an area where residents socialized was overgrown and filled with weeds. Jason asked if he could take over caring for the flower boxes. Once approved, he gathered residents to help him. They dug the weeds, tilled the soil, and planted flowers. Then they painted the boxes with bright colors to match the flowers. Some residents commented that it felt great to feel the soil on their hands again. This project gave enjoyment, pride, and a sense of accomplishment to the chronically ill residents. We thank Catherine Hightower for nominating Jason. Jason, congratulations, and thank you for your dedication and outstanding service.
From the Department of Natural Resources and Environmental Control, Rebecca Salmon. Sergeant Rebecca Salmon played a major role in a months-long tire dumping investigation. She secured all the necessary warrants and worked with the camera program manager to obtain video evidence of the suspects violating the law. She then worked with the Attorney General's office to increase the chances of conviction. In addition to this work, Sergeant Salmon voluntarily earned a certificate as a drone operator for the state of Delaware and worked with public affairs ECU officers and community affairs leadership to produce a natural resources police coloring book. This book is hugely popular among children, but also of great interest to parents because of the important safety information included in this fun learning activity. We thank Lieutenant John Eby for nominating Rebecca. Rebecca, congratulations and thank you for your outstanding achievement.
From the Department of Health and Social Services, Jessica Jason Torres. Jessica is a Program Compliance Specialist 1. In 2023, one of her clients was struggling with homelessness and trying to care for her young child. One day, the client reached out crying hysterically and asking about foster care for her son. Jessica advised the client to take her son to the closest Division of Social Services State Service Center. The client was clearly overwhelmed. She said she didn't know what to say and was afraid to go inside. Jessica reached out to 4 different agencies, and within 24 hours, the little boy was placed with a family member instead of foster care. The client reached out afterward and thanked Jessica for her help. We thank Kristen Morleau for nominating Jessica. Jessica, congratulations and thank you for your dedication and outstanding service.
And from the Justice of the Peace Court, Charlotte Walsh. Charlotte Walsh was employed by the Justice of the Peace Court in Newcastle County since 1989. Her 35 years of outstanding service have resulted in tremendous knowledge about the court and enabled her to lead cross-functional teams to improve processes. This ability was critical when the court had to change the way business was conducted during COVID. One staff member said, "Charlotte is in many ways the lifeblood of the Justice of the Peace Court. She has worked diligently to transfer as much knowledge as she can to assist in maintaining the long-term viability of our organization. Even so, she said, nothing will be able to replace her dedication and devotion. We thank Denise Zielinski and Liz Petrick for nominating Charlotte. Charlotte, congratulations on your recent retirement, and thank you for your long and outstanding service. And congratulations to all the recipients of the 2023 Delaware Award for Excellence in Commitment in State Service. Our next two award programs, the Governor's Team Excellence Awards and the Trailblazers Award, are focused on recognizing the outstanding efforts of teams and individuals to continually improve state government. These recipients have used innovative thinking and excellent project management skills to improve the efficiency, effectiveness, and the quality of the services provided by our agencies. At the highest level of recognition, these awards also provide financial incentives, which are made possible through a unique public-private partnership with the state and the state Delaware business community. My script says, at this time, I would like to ask Secretary Geisenberger, co-chair of the Government Efficiency and Accountability Review Board, or GEAR, to come share information about this unique partnership.
Thanks, Tracy. So isn't it great to be able to do this in person? I mean, I really miss this. I don't know about you all, but I did. So facing a nearly $400 million budget gap when he took office in 2017, one of Governor Carney's first acts was to sign Executive Order Number 4, which created the Government Efficiency and Accountability Review, or what we call GEAR, G-E-A-R for short. GEAR started with a very simple idea. Demand for state services, as we all know, often outstrips revenue growth. So our state government needs to have ways to focus on continuous long-term commitment to promoting smarter and more efficient ways of delivering state services, which you all do. GEAR works with state agencies and state employees to improve the quality, efficiency, and effectiveness of government services, build a sustainable culture of continuous improvement statewide, and help to bend the arc of government spending growth downward. We're 7 years into the GEAR initiative, and scores of projects have been undertaken at nearly every major state agency, projects that improve the quality, efficiency of state services. Projects like more cost-effective state fleet services, facilities, streamlining financial, human resource, and information technology practices, optimizing long-term care delivery, and the list goes on and on. There are literally 140 projects being tracked by GEAR right now. By far, the most innovative and best ideas come from the people who actually do the daily work of government, folks like you. GEAR's mission is to provide state employees with the support and the tools they need to implement their great ideas. Over the last 4 years, more than 100 state employees have completed industry-recognized best practice continuous improvement practitioner, CIP training, under the auspices of the Department of Human Resources and GEAR. If you haven't taken this training, please consider it. I urge you to take it. Early on, Governor Carney urged the GEAR board to find ways to incent and reward employees for their great ideas. So as part of the Governor's Excellence Awards, the GEAR P3 Innovation and Efficiency Awards were created. The awards recognize teams and individuals who have implemented innovative and efficient state services that serve as exemplars of the use of continuous improvement methods. Award winners have achieved outstanding outcomes with verifiable results that are sustainable, scalable, and importantly, adaptable to other areas of state government. Winners receive a financial award. Nothing huge, but something that truly recognizes the results they've achieved. The Innovation and Efficiency Awards are a collaborative public-private partnership, a P3. Winners are recognized not only by their peers in state government, but also by Delaware's broader business community. Funding comes half from the state and half from a group of businesses committed to rewarding excellence in public service. I want to take a moment to recognize our private sector partners, the Buccini Pollen Group, Corporation Service Company, the DuPont Company, Highmark Delaware, J.P. Morgan Chase, M&T Bank, Morris James LLP, The Precisionists Inc., W.L. Gore, and WSFS. Please join me in thanking these businesses. Also, a very special thank you to our private sector leaders, Ernie DeAnastasis, who chairs the GEAR P3 Task Force, and Patty Farrar for her incredible leadership in helping sustain this program now for going on 6 years. And finally, I want to thank the GEAR leadership team. If they could stand a moment, Director Chuck Clark, Deputy Dan Madrid, and OMB Director of Management Efficiency, Brian Sullivan, as well as Barb McCleary, behind me, and Larry Trunfio at DHR over there, who worked so hard on this collaborative effort to support and reward continuous improvement across all of state government.
It is now my honor to recognize the recipients of the Governor's Team Excellence Awards. These awards are presented annually to teams of state employees whose work has demonstrated superior customer service and produced results that lead to a more effective and responsive state government. This award recognizes the use of continuous quality improvement tools, problem solving, teamwork, and communication skills to produce those results. These team awards provide 3 levels of recognitions. The first is the Commitment Award. The Commitment Award recognizes teams that demonstrate a dedication to using quality improvement tools and techniques and achieving results that lead to significant improvement in the organization. The second level is the Champions Award, which recognizes teams that have gone beyond the commitment level and have demonstrated a superior knowledge of continuous quality improvement techniques. These teams also have produced tangible results that lead to increases in efficiency, customer service, or cost savings. And then the highest level of recognition for the team award is the GEAR P3 Innovation and Efficiency. And all of you know I don't like acronyms, so we all know what GEAR stands for now, the Government Efficiency and Accountability Review. This award recognizes teams that have achieved the greatest level of performance excellence and serve as role models for other organizations. In addition, this award comes with a financial incentive that is paid directly to the eligible members of the team. This year, we received 13 nominations for these team awards, representing the efforts of over 190 state employees. Well, we have the recipients of the Commitment Award. We'll ask you to please come forward as I read your introduction. I want to thank members of the Governor's Team Excellence Award, the selection committee, for their time. It is a lot of time to review all these phenomenal nominations. I want to recognize members who serve real quick on these committees: Charles Clark, Vernia Dorsey, Jason Hastings, Boski, and if you're here, please stand, Angela Lamana, Patty Farrar, and Secretary Yateman. Please join me in thanking this group. And now on to the award recipients. From the 13 teams that were nominated this year, 9 rose to the top for their excellence in teamwork and results. As you will hear in a few moments, these teams also reflect the diversity of continuous improvement efforts carried out by our state agencies and our employees every day. They are using innovative ideas and technology to improve government efficiency and finding new ways to deliver better customer service. What they're doing is transforming our workforce and our workplaces, improving our transportation infrastructure, and providing better services to some of our most vulnerable populations. Recipients, when your name is called, please come forward to receive your award and have your picture taken, and I'll ask the Cabinet Secretaries to please come forward as well. Starting with the Commitment Award, our first recipient is the Governor's favorite, the Claymont Transportation Center team from the Department of Transportation. Where's that team? Come on forward. This team was nominated by Brianna Kovac. Thank you, Brianna. And I'll ask that Secretary Majeski also come forward. She's already up there. Of course she is. All right, I'll read all your names while you're getting your pictures taken. Brianna, of course, Renee Bailey, David Campbell, Lanai Clymer, Bruce Demeter, Dennis Donovan, Sean Finnerty, Philip Grizel, Shantae Hastings, Mike Hummel, Tina King, Deborah Kugelich, Jonathan Ledger, Jeff Leonard, Gerald Najizi, Michael Neal, John Sisson, Alex Snyder, Joseph Spadora, and Vinish Tabanya. The Transportation Center Team project addressed an outmoded feature and safety issues in what used to be called the Myrtle Avenue train station. And instead, they constructed a very modern facility in what was a former steel plant. It was led by a multi-divisional team of state employees with the assistance of consultants and contractors, and the project aimed to enhance accessibility, safety, and amenities for commuters at this new location. Through innovative design and collaborative efforts, the new Transportation Center features elevated platforms, ADA accessibility, parking facilities, and passenger amenities, which provides for a seamless travel experience. Using a design-build approach, the project streamlined construction and expedited approvals, resulting in the opening of the Harris B. McDowell Claymont Transportation Center in December of 2023. Since its inauguration, the center has seen a 14% increase in ridership, marking a significant improvement in transit services for SEPTA and DART, both rail and bus services, while contributing to the revitalization of the Claymont community. Congratulations again to the Claymont Transportation Center team.
Our next commitment award recipient is the Peer Support and Long-Term Care Team from the Department of Health and Social Services. This team was nominated by Joanna Champney. Would the members of this team and Secretary Manning please come forward, but they beat me to it. Team lead Francis Marty, Terry Cohen, Chris Frazier, Barnabas Kirkula, Angela Johnson, Karen Records, Aaron Russell, Jessica Ryan, Mike Satterfield, Marnisha Whaley, Candace Wilkinson, and Melissa Winters. The Peer Support and Long-Term Care Team, a cooperative effort between the Division of Substance Abuse and Mental Health and the Division of Services for Aging and Adults with Physical Disabilities, was formed as a pilot project to integrate peer support services to enhance behavioral health for services for residents at Delaware Hospital for the Chronically Ill. Leveraging the experience of certified peer recovery specialists, the team worked diligently to bring invaluable support to residents, resulting in increased engagement in group interventions and reduced crisis interventions. The delivery of peer support services and long-term care settings is still in its infancy, but the success of the project underscores the effectiveness of this type of collaborative model in meeting the evolving needs of older adults with mental health challenges in this setting. Recognizing its potential impact, the National Association of State Mental Health Program Directors awarded the project with a $250,000 Transformation Transfer Initiative grant for the expansion of its work and the development of national best practices. Overall, the initiative marks a significant step in enhancing behavioral health care capacity and improving the quality of life for vulnerable populations within the continuum of care. Congratulations to the Peer Support and Long-Term Care Team.
The next level award is the Champions Award. The first Champions Award recipient is the Focus Team from the Department of Services for Children, Youth, and their Families. This team was nominated by team leader Kimberly Pepper. Kimberly Pepper, Thomas Comerford, Druville Dawadi, Christelle Davis, Frank Davis, Melissa Fox, Devon Kakar, Marcella Kraus, Margie Ma, Catherine Maurer, Amanda McFarland, Toshonda McKee, Jessariah Nesmith, Angela Palmer, Kimberly Scully, Wayne Smiley, Lisa Williams, and Yuchai Wu. Since its inception, the DSCYF Focus Team has led the development, implementation, and ongoing operation of the For Our Children's Ultimate Success, or FOCUS system. This system serves as a centralized platform for collecting and managing data related to child welfare, prevention services, and youth rehabilitation services. Through collaboration, team decision-making, and efficient project management, the Focus Team continues to enhance the system's usability and effectiveness ultimately serving the department's mission of safeguarding children and families. This team works tirelessly behind the scenes to provide technical support, deliver data and systems analysis, and improve functionality. Their efforts ensure the system can efficiently serve more than 1,400 DSCYF workers and community members as they strive for seamless case management services to over 8,000 children each day. The team demonstrates effective use of agile methodologies to guide the system's development, manage project scope, and ensure stakeholders remain engaged. Overall, the Focus Project team exemplifies DSCYF's commitment to innovation and efficiency in safeguarding children and families while adapting to evolving needs and regulations. Congratulations to the Focus team.
The second Champions Award recipient is the Delaware State Police Aviation Section from the Department of Safety and Homeland Security. The team was nominated by Colonel Melissa Zeboy. The team lead is Jeffrey Whitmarsh, Jason Baxley, Carol Parton, Jennifer Pataki, Matthew Pragg, and William White. The collaborative effort of the Delaware State Police Aviation Section to develop and implement the Women in Aviation and Law Enforcement Seminar serves as an outstanding example of innovation and teamwork. The purpose of the team was to spotlight the positive impact of women in the field of aviation and inspire others to pursue careers in law enforcement. Spanning over 2 months, the team partnered with other Delaware State Police special units, Summit Aviation, the Belanca Airfield Museum, and the 99s, which is an international women's pilot organization, to provide valuable information, insights, mentorships, and networking opportunities, and to create an environment that encourages women to explore opportunities in these areas. The program attracted participants from all 3 counties in Delaware as well as New Jersey. The program exceeded expectations, with over 20 participants and 18 graduating, 3 of whom have applied to become state troopers and several others working towards their pilot's license. The seminar's success has garnered widespread interest, and plans are being made for additional offerings this year. Recognized for its commitment to diversity and collaboration, the team seminar not only addresses gender disparities in aviation, but also fosters innovation and excellence with far-reaching implications for the future of women in aviation and law enforcement. Congratulations to the Delaware State Police Aviation Section team.
The third Champions Award recipient is the Unifier Migration Team from the Department of Transportation. This team was nominated by Shantae Hastings. Team lead, John Cariano. Olivuddin Abdul Samad, Cassidy Blowers, Corinne Butler, Rose Coleman, Brad Damtoft, Amprakash Gupta, Jay Huang, Sahithriti Katpali, Sanjay Kumar, Prathmesh Mehta, Kelly Miller, Suresh Pamidi, Kyle Pickett, Todd Revis, Srinivas Bakabala, Billy Sweeney, Lim Tan, and Tara Tyre. The Unifier Migration Team's efforts aim to streamline project management processes within the Department of Transportation by migrating data from the Primavera P6 software system to the Unifier Project Management System. The project involved integrating pre-construction and construction phases into a single platform for consistency. The team's collaborative efforts with the Divisions of Technology and Innovation and Transportation Solutions, DTI and contracted consultants, ensured a smooth transition and seamless data transfer between applications. By centralizing project data and automating workflows, the project enhanced efficiency, reduced cost, and improved documentation practices. Ultimately, the successful implementation of Unifier as the primary project management tool facilitated better tracking, reporting, and decision-making across DelDOT divisions. Congratulations to the Unifier Migration Team.
Champions Award recipient is SNAP, Stolen Benefits Replacement Work Group from the Department of Health and Social Services. The team was nominated by Thomas Hall. Team lead, Jessica Horn, Shane Cannon, Valerie Cannon, Eileen Koz-Bodnar, Allison Fox, Ashley Giancopoulos, Denise Greenfield, Doreen Henry Richard, Jim Hudson, Gina Jimenez, April Johnson, Carolyn Kincaid, Nilda Martinez, Raquel McIntosh, Katrina Payne, Kenneth Sharp, Maggie Smith, Deborah Wallace, and Erica Yancey. The DHSS SNAP Stolen Benefits Replacement Work Group was formed in response to a national urge in electronic benefit fraud targeting participants of the Supplemental Nutrition Assistance Program, or SNAP. Through collaboration across divisions in the Department of Health and Social Services, this team developed and implemented a comprehensive plan to combat theft and replace stolen SNAP benefits. By submitting this plan to the U.S. Department of Agriculture in the spring of 2023, Delaware became a pioneer in combating electronic benefit fraud, securing approval as the 5th state to implement such measures. Through their meticulous planning, development, and training initiatives, the team equipped DHSS staff with the necessary tools and procedures to effectively carry out this plan. Since the implementation in December of 2023, this initiative safeguarded approximately 120,000 individuals' access to SNAP benefits and has the potential to replace over $447,000 in benefits stolen from nearly 800 Delaware households in the need of food assistance. The project's success underscores the role in enhancing food security, improving customer service, and advancing benefit security for SNAP households, serving as a model for future initiatives combating electronic benefit theft. Congratulations to the SNAP Stolen Benefit Replacement Work Group.
And now it is my pleasure to introduce the first of the 3 recipients of this year's Governor's Team Excellence Gear P3 Innovation and Efficiency Award. First, we have the DHR, the Department of Human Resources Agile Workspace Project Team, which is a partnership of DHR and the Department of Technology and Information. This team was nominated by Barb McCleary. Would the members of this team and Secretary DeMatteis and Chief Information Officer Lane please come to the photo area? The members of the team are Joshua Austin, Lamar Demby, Kevin Graybear, John Greenidge, Clayton McGill, Andrew Starobinski, and Jonathan Welch.
And team leads.
We're the team leads. Oh, and Sherry Byron Dodge. I'm sorry. Right, and Sherry Byron Dodge and Edward Moran, who were the team leads. So COVID made us all think differently about our workspaces and our workforce utilization, and this project really epitomizes this. The DHR Agile Workspace Project, in collaboration with DTI, introduced 2 innovative Agile workspaces in June 2024, catering to the needs of a dynamic hybrid workforce. DHR was faced with the challenge of centralizing services across 26 state agency locations, along with technological limitations and hybrid work schedules. The Agile Workspace Project team took a holistic approach that emphasized open layouts and shared spaces with the aim of enhancing collaboration while reducing office footprints. Technological upgrades like SharePoint access, Wi-Fi coverage, Jabber soft phones, eFax, and off-network printing were implemented to empower staff to work seamlessly from any location. As part of their change management plan, the team held meetings, training sessions, and open houses to facilitate staff transition and acceptance of the new workspaces, ensuring a smooth implementation. Through collaboration, creativity, and resilience, the DHR Agile Workspace Project team has not only transformed DHR's operational landscape, but also position the organization as a forward-thinking pioneer in workspace innovation. If you haven't seen these spaces, I encourage you to visit them. The project's success sets a precedent for future endeavors within DHR and other state agencies, demonstrating the potential for cost-effective, flexible work environments to drive improved service delivery and employee satisfaction. Congratulations to DHR's Agile Workspace Project team.
The second recipient of the Governor's Team Excellent Gear P3 Innovation and Efficiency Award is the Division of Social Services Unwinding Team from the Department of Health and Social Services. This team was nominated by Ashley Giannakopoulos, and will all the members please come forward. The team leads are Carolyn Kincaid and Ashley Giannakopoulos, Cara Bristow, Dana Cook, Steph Fitzgerald, Chanel Formey, Kelsey Gordy, Denise Greenfield, Belvy Herbert, Jessica Horn, Gina Jimenez, April Johnson, Clarence Richardson, Tina Skinner, Maggie Smith, Francine Stone, Joanne Sunga, Essence Thomas, Julius Timmons, Jennifer Timothy, and Valerie Turner. As a result of the Federal Consolidated Appropriations Act of 2023, additional Medicaid funding that was made available during the COVID-19 pandemic expired on March 31st, 2023. Under this federal law, states were authorized on April 1st to begin redetermining Medicaid enrollment for individuals who qualified for Medicaid during the pandemic to make sure that clients who still qualify continue to receive services. The Division of Social Services faced the challenge of completing over 250,000 Medicaid renewal determinations by this July. To accomplish this task, Division of Social Services created the Unwinding Team to develop and implement many new initiatives in a very short time. These initiatives included carrying out process design changes, establishing new subunits, issuing press releases, and developing new policies and procedures, as well as training materials. Despite the daunting workload, the team demonstrated flexibility, creativity, and resolve to minimize lapses in coverage for eligible Delawareans. As a result of the process change initiatives in this eligibility system, and through the collaborative efforts within the Unwinding Team and the division, approximately 85,000 renewals have been mailed out, and over 47,000 individuals have been renewed with no intervention needed to continue their medical coverage. Of the client renewals received that required worker intervention, 70% have been approved, with 96% of confirmations occurring within just 7 weeks. Ongoing monitoring and collaboration sustain the Unwinding Team's efforts and facilitate continued innovation within the Division of Social Services. The project's success underscores the agency's commitment to adaptability and service excellence in the changing circumstances. Congratulations to the Division of Social Services Unwinding Team.
The third and final recipient of the Governor's Team Excellence Gear P3 Innovation and Efficiency Award is the Continuous Quality Improvement Initiative Team from the Department of Health and Social Services, nominated by Melissa Smith. Team lead, Molly Merrill. Dortris Downs. Rodney Farrar. Maliet Islam. Amy McGuire. James Monahan. William Moret. Zachary Rezek. The Continuous Quality Improvement Initiative team within the Division of Services for Aging and Adults with Physical Disabilities recognizes the critical importance of robust data collection and usage across the division's various initiatives and responsibilities. Comprised of members of the Data Team and Information Systems Unit, this team has implemented numerous internal and external process improvements aimed at enhancing efficiency and accuracy. Examples of their efforts include introducing a new state-of-the-art electronic medical record system in its long-term care facility, conducting collaborative data analyses and quality improvement projects, and overhauling the federal Older Americans Act reporting system process to ensure accuracy and secure the necessary funding for participant services. The Continuous Quality Improvement Team uses advanced data analytics to optimize the impact of the division's limited resources and ensure the division priorities are congruent with its values and its customers' needs. Through initiatives like Gantt charts for strategic initiative tracking and performance review dashboards, the Continuous Quality Improvement section facilitates data-driven decision-making and enhances quality services for over 20,000 Delawareans relying on their services. These initiatives collectively demonstrate the team's commitment to sustained improvement and efficiency across the division's operations. Congratulations to the Continuous Quality Improvement Team. And congratulations again to all of the recipients of the Governor's Team Excellence Award.
All right, 2 more award categories to go. Our next award category is the Gear P3 Trailblazer Award. At this time, the recipients have lined up. Based on the criteria of the Gear P3 Innovation and Efficiency Team Award, the Trailblazer Award recognizes the efforts of individuals or small groups of 5 or fewer. This award recognizes efforts that go above and beyond normal job expectations and meet some of the same innovation and efficiency criteria established in the team award, such as strategic and innovative thinking and results that are sustainable, scalable, and leverageable. From the 7 nominations we received this year, 4 stood out for their innovative thinking, their skilled project management, and their excellent results. And Governor, this is where I ask for personal privilege, because the 2 nominees awards that I'm going to announce are DHR. From the Department of Human Resources, Ashley Kavanaugh. Ashley developed and implemented 5 critical human resource training curricula, kicking off a comprehensive redesign and centralization initiative for DHR for our new employee orientation and our onboarding processes. Before Ashley took this on, it was handled differently in every agency, and as part of centralization, we have centralized all new employee orientation and onboarding. The objective of this project was to centralize and standardize the management and compliance of over 50 key policies and required trainings. Ashley streamlined processes, enhanced tracking and reporting mechanism, enabled automation, considered different employee groups who have different needs, and ultimately elevated compliance levels within every organization. This project impacted over 14,500 state employees. And since the curricula was assigned to employees in September of last year, there has been a remarkable 56% increase in compliance. I want to thank Barbara McCleary for this nomination, and again, congratulate Ashley for her great innovative work. Go ahead, Barbara. Barbara's going to go over, because Barbara also nominated our second nominee and awardee. And this is a joint effort, again, between the Department of Human Resources and the Department of Technology and Information. And our award winners are Ashley LeBeau, Alex Leclerc, and James Robinson. This interagency team made the Department of Human Resources our digitization project. Together, they transitioned DHR to an electronic enterprise document management system. What does that mean? Prior to 2023, the entirety of state government over the past 237 years, everything was paper. All of our personnel records were paper and were manually managed by HR staff and employees as they progress through your careers and as you may move from agency to agency. This digitization project team, I knew I was going to get that wrong, successfully managed the file structure and system configuration. They conducted thorough testing and supervised the scanning and uploading of active employee personnel records across 16 executive branch agencies, which means we digitized nearly 3 million documents in a year. The system automates processes, enhances user access, minimizes risks, improves safety, improves security, and enhances the confidentiality associated with managing employee records. I want to again congratulate Ashley, Alex, Jim, and thank Barbara for nominating them.
From the Department of Services for Children, Youth, and Their Families, Jerica Boyer and Tina Selby-Ware. Jerica and Tina implemented the Comprehensive Review Tool Project Team, a department-wide administrative case review process to assess cross-divisional practices and identify opportunities for improvement and consistency in support of a trauma-informed system of care approach to service delivery and family engagement. System of Care is a coordinated effort to build meaningful partnerships with families and youth informed by their cultural and linguistic needs to help them function better at home, school, in the community, and beyond. Under their leadership, full implementation of the process was realized in 2023. This included implementing protocols for sampling, timeframes, and procedural expectations, implementing the review tool that assesses case management practices and service delivery quality, developing a reference guidebook to ensure inter-rater reliability, training staff in the administration of the tool and process, and completing a 1 full year of department-wide implementation. Thank you to Allison McGonigal for this nomination. Jerica and Tina, again, congratulations and thank you for your hard work and remarkable achievements.
From the Department of Health and Social Services, Keandra Hackett. Nicole Jingagozine, Barnabas Kirkula, and Melissa Winters. This team worked together on a Connect Community project which deliberately fosters relationships and prevents loneliness in long-term care residents. The team designed a program to meet three overarching goals: to improve the psychosocial quality of life for residents, to address loneliness as a social determinant of health, which impacts the residents' physical well-being, and to creatively engage existing resources in ways that could improve staff experience in the workplace and professional quality of life. To date, 50% of the residents are matched with specific Connect community members for individual engagements, and many Connect community members report positive feedback and are naturally spending time with residents other than their designated partners. We thank Melissa Smith for this nomination. Keandra, Nicole, Barnabas, and Melissa, congratulations and thank you for your exceptional efforts and accomplishments.
And for our final award, the recipients of the 2023 Delaware Award for Heroism. I'm very pleased to announce the recipients of the Delaware Award for Heroism. This award was established to recognize state employees who have gone above and beyond the call of duty by demonstrating exceptional courage, outstanding judgment, extraordinary decisiveness, and unusual swiftness of action, sometimes regardless of their own personal safety, in an attempt to save or protect human life or property. Our first recipient is Juan Arroyo Camacho from the Department of Transportation.
The day started off like any other day. I came to work assuming that I was going to be doing my normal inspecting cars and everything, and then I was told by my supervisor I was going to do off-sites that day. There's not much to doing off-sites. It's just a simple show up at this location, check a number on a house or a car, but there was the second house that I went to was a camper that I had to do a VIN check on. So I show up at the house. Very nice lady, very sweet lady. She opened the door, came out, was kind enough to unlock the vehicle for me, and then I was able to get the GVWR, and then I wrote it down, and then of course I let her know, all right, I'm good to go. This is all I needed. I turned around to walk back to my car, and then she bumped her head on the side of the camper and got pretty banged up to the point where she fell, and unfortunately ended up breaking her hip. So immediately, of course, natural instincts came into play, where I saw someone on the ground, and like a decent human being, I went to go and make sure what was going on. Are they okay? Are they responsive? Luckily, when I got to her, she was still talking, but she was pretty hurt and banged up, as I could see. So right away, called 911, explained to them the situation, why I was there, and what kind of happened. So I did that, got off the phone with them, and then doing my best to stay with her, trying to assure her everything was going to be fine. Just, keeping her responsive and keeping her to a point where she was still conscious. And then eventually the paramedics got her to a standing kind of position. A couple minutes passed, and they eventually decided to go ahead and take her to the hospital. And then, I pretty much told everybody thank you, and then they thanked me as well for what I did, and continued to do my other off-site inspection I had. And then I finally came back to work. I didn't tell anybody, honestly, what had happened. I just, did what I thought was right, what a decent human being should do, given that situation, and just, continue my day like a normal day.
Congratulations, Juan Arroyo Camacho.
Thomas Catalfamo from the Department of Safety and Homeland Security, Delaware State Police.
Really people. I thought maybe being a teacher, being something, doing something that definitely interacted with people, move in a positive direction. It's not always the case in law enforcement. You don't always see people move in a positive direction, but there are many opportunities to actually help people and do, phenomenal work in your community in this role. So it was night shift, and I believe it was this is the end of February, so it was still cold out, and I was assisting another trooper on a traffic stop, who had ended up being a DUI. The person was driving under the influence, and we were right near the Air Force Base on Route 1. And the call came in for a vehicle collision with possible parties entrapped inside the vehicles, and the vehicles on fire. And with the location being just south of Trapshooters Road, I knew that I was not even from that location. So immediately got back in my car, started out. The second that I came over the Trapshooters Bridge, it was just, the road was just lit up. Two cars completely, engulfed in flames. And then there were a bunch of, there was a bunch of traffic obviously kind of surrounding it. People had stopped, and there were people trying to assist the best they could. We did everything that we could to then try to, extract the person from the vehicle, and, with assistance from EMS and fire that subsequently showed up, we were able to get him out of the vehicle, get the fire off of him, put the flames out, and get him, the medical attention that he needed. I wasn't the only person out there. I was just, the only one in a French blue uniform, pulling on, this guy to get him out of the car. I mean, there were, civilians, there were people with EMS and, paramedics, there was fire, there were firefighters. There were a conglomerate of people out there, and this was not accomplished just by, my actions alone. It was hands down, an effort from all of the, community servants of our state, as well as civilians who, sacrificed, their own safety to get into it. If you carry a capacity and you carry the seal of this state on your uniform in some way, shape, or form, or operate for this state, you have to have a sense of selflessness. There has to be the willingness to do, whatever it may be for the betterment of whatever department or person that you're serving at the time. So I'd like to think that it definitely is not just limited to me, but I think that, everyone in this state would carry the same type of, selflessness and willingness to help others.
Congratulations and thank you, Thomas.
Next is Adam DeLucia from the Department of Transportation.
Day started like any normal day at the Wilmington DMV. We opened the doors and we had 40 people waiting in the lobby. I was working the front line that day. I had to walk a permit back to the test room, and as I came out of the test room, I noticed a gentleman leaning against the wall. As I started walking up, he started sliding down the wall. So I walked over, assisted him to the floor, and asked him if he was okay. And he just looked at me. He was kind of pale, ashen color, I would say. And I asked him, does he have any medical problems? And he said he was a diabetic. And I asked him, did you take any medication today? And of course he said yes, he did, but he didn't eat. So I knew immediately that his sugar was low. Prior to working here, I was a firefighter paramedic for 35 years. So, as I did what I could do here. So at that point, I called for assistance. I notified my supervisor. I notified the trooper on duty that we needed an ambulance. And I assisted the gentleman over to a chair, took his pulse, kept him oriented while we were waiting for the ambulance to arrive. Once the ambulance arrived, I gave them a quick report. They loaded him up and on off to the hospital he went, as far as I know. When I did my job in the fire department, I didn't do it for awards. I didn't do it for any accolades. I did it because I love the job. And it's the same thing here. I do it because I love the job. I love, I meet people. I assist where I can. So I'm very humbled by it, and I'm very appreciative of it.
Next for the Heroism Awards are Michael Downs and Matthew Sampson from the Department of Transportation. If you'll please come forward. Michael and Matthew were a little too shy to do a video, so I'll read a few sentences of their heroic act. On Friday, August 11th of 2023, Michael Downs and Matthew Sampson were returning to the maintenance yard when they witnessed a Newark police officer crashed into another vehicle. They noticed the police officer was confused and in shock, and so they rendered aid. While helping the police officer, the other vehicle erupted into flames. Matthew quickly responded by removing the occupant from the car, while Mr. Downs used a fire extinguisher to put out the fire. Both men provided initial traffic control and remained at the scene until emergency personnel arrived. Matthew and Michael's exceptional courage and swiftness in performing these selfless acts saved lives. Congratulations to Michael and Matthew for your heroism.
Next is Matthew Lichtenstein from the Department of Transportation.
I was sitting at my desk and I heard a gasping, rasping, choking sound from the hallway. It was quiet in the office. It was around Thanksgiving. I figured something was wrong. I jumped up and I looked out, and one of my coworkers was hunched over, obviously struggling to breathe, and two other coworkers were there trying to help her. Nobody was administering the Heimlich or anything, so I ran down the hall and asked, "Do you need the Heimlich maneuver?" And she nodded her head yes. She couldn't talk, and I went behind her and did the abdominal thrusts and dislodged a candy bar. I'm not a first responder or anything, but I don't think it was panic. Like, I am a veteran and an Eagle Scout, and I was trained I'm an adult leader in Boy Scouts, so when I kind of recognized the situation and quickly assessed and then, just did what needed to be done. I think everybody would have done that if they had that training. To be honest, I didn't really want to make a big deal about it. I'm trying to be humble, right? I don't see myself as a hero. I think a lot of people do a lot bigger and better things every day and don't get acknowledged for it, but I'm flattered to be nominated and awarded this.
Congratulations, Matthew.
Next is a trio: Sarah Miller, Tracy Purnell, and Sasha Ramprasad from the Department of Labor.
There was a client in our resource room who was dealing with crisis. She was in a crisis situation and made some comments to the effect of taking the life of herself and her daughter. And so with that information, I decided that I needed to do some quick and fast outreach to be able to get together a process to get her the assistance that she needed.
Upon meeting this young lady, we could really just understand that she was in some type of crisis. Her and her 3-year-old beautiful little girl, they needed some assistance more than just finding a job. She was definitely, like I said, in crisis. She doesn't have any family. She did not have the resources to rally around her to really get to that next level. She shared with us, that she had an eviction notice on her door, that she had to be out in 2 days.
The lady was very upset. She was talking to another coworker. Sometimes you have to intervene because it's not a comfortable situation. Her voice started to level up. So I intervened and asked how I could help and pulled her into a room right next to the resource room and gave her that privacy. She was emotionally in despair at that moment. So we tried to offer her everything in that moment. But obviously the safety of the child was in question.
So there was a lot of going back and forth with that, with the mental health, trying to keep the child engaged and to give her time away from some of the serious conversation that was going on, and also some of the roller coaster emotions that her mother was experiencing during that time as she was in crisis. So there was a lot of ups and downs, and so there were different points that we took the child to a nearby quiet room next to the one that we were in. We had her in the hallway.
We did notice that the mother had not changed her daughter, unfortunately, in quite some time. My amazing supervisor was able to get a hold of a few diapers that were the child's size, and we, facilitated that for the mother. We also got them both some lunch because we understand that they had not eaten that day, and just making sure that in that very moment that their needs were met as best as possible.
And for our final award, John Walker from the Department of Transportation, the Delaware Transit Corporation. Will you please come forward?
Hi, my name is John Walker. I am a paratransit driver for DART. Paratransit driver for me is helping a certain demographic of the public that need your assistance in order to get from A to B. You have to put yourself in their shoes, and you also have to look at this person being a family member. What would you do for them if they were your close family member? How would you treat them? How would you react to them? I was driving from Wilmington to North Wilmington around Naaman's Road. I had just gotten on 95 North, and right in front of me, I've seen a couple cars driving around. During this time, the driver underestimated the passing of the lane and caught the other driver, and they collided, and wheels were flying everywhere, and cars are crashing into guardrails. I just went into emergency mode. I just slowed the bus down and gave a call into our dispatch office to let them know there's an accident just happened. Normally we don't get involved, but something told me I had to stop. I don't know why, because I've never really stopped for an accident. I usually just call, and then I noticed that there was a car over in the middle of the divider had crashed into a large hill of dirt in the middle, and there was smoke coming from it. I'm not sure if there was a fire, but I noticed nobody got out of the car. So I opened the door and I asked the lady, I said, listen, my name is John, I'm here to help you. I'm gonna ask you a few questions. I said, can you feel my touches? Are you able to move your body? Can you move your leg? And she said, yes, I can. I said, okay, I'm gonna try to easily move you out of the car so we can assess your damages and injuries and see what's going on. And then as the METs came down, the fire trucks and all the police officers, I left the lady and I went and talked to them and told her what we had down here, and then they instructed all the EMTs to go down to this lady because she's more seriously injured, and then they got her out of there. Something said, no, you have to stop. And I was, at that time, it was late during the day. I was already past my shift. I really wanted to go home, but some say, you know what? No, you need to stop. You need to stop and see what the situation is. And I stopped, and I'm glad I did.
Congratulations to all our award winners. I want to thank the Governor and Chief Justice Seitz for the gift of their time with us today. Thank you for being here. I want to thank all the cabinet secretaries who attended. And at this time, I'd like to ask all the agency recognition coordinators to stand and be recognized. They are so busy recognizing others, they rarely get recognized. So come on, I know you're in the room. Rebecca, Debbie, Cherie. Where's Lori Watts is here. I see a bunch of folks. Tamara Benedi, I want to thank all of you for what you do in our agencies every single day. I want to thank the Modern Maturity Center, Daniel Sato and Jonathan Pedersen from the Government Information Center for producing our heroism videos, and Wade Steimling from the Department of State for coordinating the live streaming today, Lee Ashlock from the Division of Communications, and our friend Caroline Klinger from the Governor's Office. I do want to thank the team that did all this. If you'll join me in thanking them, and you can hold your applause with all their names. Ashley Block, Reggie Brown, Kit Carson, Amber Clendaniel, please stand as I call your name, Tracy Connolly, Darlene Hickengott, Craig Hoffman, Tom Johnson, Ashley Kavanaugh, Matt Kuhn, Shelley Kuhn, Barbara McCleary, Deneen Radigan, James Robinson, Larry Trefino, and Lori Watts. Thank you all very much. Thanks to the GEAR executive team and our GEAR sponsors. And before we end the program, I'm going to ask all the recipients as we end the program to please come forward for more pictures. And you don't need to bring your certificates. We want one final group photo. And everybody else, please continue to enjoy the refreshments. This concludes the Governor's Awards event, and thank you all so much for attending.